Hello, Ms. Marinka. Goals of circular economy are conserving the value of raw materials and decreasing waste. Today we are going to talk about circular economy, and I suggest that you, Dr. Marinka Vovk, say a few words about yourself. First, a warm welcome. In circular system that we live in, it is important we understand it in our everyday life. My mission is that we practice it and not only what our legislation obliges to do. We have started with our activities 12 years ago. I was signed Dr. Marinka Vovk as a founder of the first reusage center. We still carry this flag as the first reusage center and also the first social enterprise in Slovenia. In this way, we have established a higher awareness of importance of protecting our resources, involvement of community, and inclusiveness of vulnerable target groups that can find employment in this sector. I'm responsible for a network within the reusage center. With the whole structure, I take care of connected enterprises who individually two employment centers, one more social enterprise and an institute, as a consortium contribute to the action we consider vital to circular economy. More precisely, we implement strategies in social involvements, we implement and introduce new approaches that live on in practice through others. For example, social activation is an approach that we had conducted before, but now we can see that in the current circular system there is a shortage of jobs, and how in handy people with skills come for jobs like this, since there aren't any professions in our field. Circular economy should become a part of our everyday life. To start at the beginning, what does it mean, lifespan of a product, and what are the possibilities to prolong it? Lifespan is defined at the beginning. When we plan the product, its execution, testing. This is how products get the established lifespan. What we usually do not know is that the realistic lifespan of a product is much longer than the actual existing lifespan. What we recognize in reusage center is that we have to prolong this lifespan. When people bring in the products, they consider that that's the end of the product lifespan. They do not value it anymore because they don't use it or they have traded in. Theory says that the potential to prolong the lifespan of products in reusage center exists as long as they don't end up in waste. It happens that in existing system of waste collection, because there is no separate system to collect for reusage, things get mixed together so that the products with potential get mixed with waste. So we lose raw materials, valuable materials, and continue to contribute to climate problems like greenhouse gases, since the production of the products is so complex. To use the potential of a longer lifespan dictates obligatory implementation of new strategies, new business models that allow products to be used in a way that prolongs its lifespan. Circular economy brings a way of thinking an obligation that end where economy begins. When we put it on a scale, what is still profitable and what not? Here we come to the answer that economy influences the possibility of products' lifespan. What are your views, opinions on how to prolong lifespan? How to keep the products in usage and how to keep its value? What are the approaches, maybe a practical example? We have a concept to use what already exists. We don't use anything new. This is the first sentence of our commitment, that we actually don't use new things. Maybe this seems like something simple, but sometimes we get to a point where we have to replace things. In bigger projects come forward innovative ideas on how to replace products that do not exist with another product. We change its function. The product is no longer just in function A, but it can go in function B, C, and so forward, like we will see in all these phases of production. The F concept means that what we can still use we include in exchange borrowing, not only that we buy things and no longer use them, but we share when possible. It is important to know all these possibilities which are not well understood. On the other hand, in the face of waste prevention, we come to realization that something that didn't form as a waste is not an expense. We don't trigger the whole process from collecting, preparation, processing, because the recycling is not so environmentally friendly. All these products have to be transported in national centers, because recycling almost does not happen on local level. Next are in GPR that we did not hear enough about it is that we can include things in different schemes of repair, like electronic devices, solid wood furniture, different technical products, toys, etc., and textile. Because we now ask questions like, do we sew that button back on? When I listen to you, I get the feeling of how necessary it is to include multiple users in usage of one product, and implementation of models of circular economy. What are the benefits to society? What is reusage good for? These are three pillars we can define. These are also three pillars of sustainable development. On the one hand, we have resources, energy, water, raw materials, transport. These products are brought from afar. We can tick all the boxes in this sector. We save all of this. The next pillar is social component. We include local people, those who are harder to employ. We create local green jobs, which are crucial since most jobs are not created locally. And the third pillar is ethics, relationship viewed through economy of the process. What is cheaper, that we include locals, that money stays in local community? Nevertheless, we are solving problems. Waste are problem. If we put all this aside and go to the store that are usually foreign corporations, what did we contribute? We have used new resources. Money went abroad. We do not need people. We just play the role of a buyer. If we put these three pillars together, then it is logical thinking that we should include in all three sectors obligatory usage of circular sources, because it would bring into all the segments these three key moments of sustainable development, for which we know, based on 20 years of evidence, that this contributes to development of local environment, new models that allow local communities to achieve higher added value. They are not dependent on global market. And also employed people have the sense of security being needed. What is most important is that these green jobs protect environment, and in this segment we are not innovative enough so that we would include this in our lives. Textile is one of the learning examples of the gap between the usage and lifespan of the product. How can we motivate consumers and users to more rational usage of sources, in our case, textile? This is an interesting cycle from the beginning. Outside we have the container, people bringing clothes to reuse center. They are happy to get rid of the stuff. The next phase is diagnostics. Some products are such poor quality they do not live through the next phase of usage. Even if visually, when we look at it, stitches, materials, holes, indicates that such products do not have value in direct usage. This is why we use it for cotton, or we cut out unusable parts and make new products. Next phase, usage. After the products go through cleaning, they are put on shelves and racks. They present a new challenge for the buyers. Here we are responsible to explain to the buyers that this product is valuable at least as much or more as a new one, not judging by the price, which is set in a way that the product is accessible to the most consumers. This is where our beliefs come in. What does new mean? What does a piece of clothing that still has the tag from the storage means compared to a new piece brought from abroad? Here are the challenges. On one side, environmental awareness and social changes that are happening. We notice that more and more people want to wear these products, not because they don't have money, but because of their awareness. I contribute if I use circular usage of resources. I can feel good about myself. I can get involved in the whole system. I can reduce and save money, but I can also get the inner sense that this is possible in an era of low-budget products that don't reflect their true value. We all know that piece of clothing cannot cost only 2 euros, even if it was made cheaply. Its production also costs, like panel outside says, 22 bathtubs, 30 grams of pesticide, 10,000 kilometers of transportation for these clothes. If we ask these questions and what do they mean, we will also ask ourselves what we can do. Clothes are really a learning example. In 2025, it will be obligatory to separately collect and further use. Separate collection is already implemented, but we usually do not think what happens afterwards, so this is important. Clothes will also have identification tags, based on what and how they were made. Now we have a lot of negotiation in European Parliament, where we are included as a stakeholder. It will be difficult for some to define drops of blood that will define children as free labor, women who are underpaid, men, public sector who have to go cotton picking, like for example doctor, teachers. It gives us choice. Do we support this just so we can buy cheap and at the end we don't like it anyway? All these sales channels that are so cheap do not reflect the real paths of the products. They will be put before the mirror. Society will have the opportunity. Who do we support and in what way? Secondary use of resources is necessity. Not only that it's pretty, it's urgent. We cannot just disregard so many raw materials products in one linear line and include new ones. We have to circle back. Europe has for over 30 years now second-hand sector, where new jobs open, where mainly invisible groups are included. In Slovenia, this is not well developed. When we started with this in Rogaška Slatina, the comments were, "You have waste here? Waste is something ugly which we don't like." When people realize that they can get quality products without chemicals, which are removed in cleaning phase, they realized this is better. Linen, towel, home textiles are most popular products. This awareness is coming back. It's important to build this on an important sector like textile, which we all use. So we don't stigmatize that this was used before, but consider that we come in contact with borrowing. For example, when we drink coffee from a used cup, shopping carts in stores, someone already used it before. Awareness of circulating in circular economy is becoming, in a way, a part of how we think. That we borrow, give away, use, include ourselves in these chains. It's important to talk more about this, that people see examples and how it can become a part of them. It's not enough that they know all this, they have to have opportunities to implement this. For the end, People do not just buy basic pieces of clothes here. You also make new pieces or use textile in different forms. If you could just say a few examples. As we can see, our products that are made through a system of reusage enable reusage of those pieces who cannot be used directly. They could be still good quality but not appropriate for further direct use. Because of that, we make them into bags, aprons, different clothes. We also produce upon order a lot of different products that can be used at home or in public institutes. We process uniforms in bags, pencil cases. But also in this way, public sector makes a statement regarding circular usage of resources. They give us redundant pieces of clothes, and then we create new products. From this you can then see that the product was given new usage. Lately, people wish to learn this, and we support it. Thank you for this short interview, where we got a lot of new and useful information.